Hi students, very good afternoon to you. Today I am going to discuss about the character of Macbeth from Macbeth for easy students BA Part 2 English Honours. We find the much controversy about the character of Macbeth. Broadly speaking, there are two opposite views on his character. There are those who make him a hero and those who make him a villain. Shakespeare made the bold experiment of making a hero out of a villain and a villain out of a hero. Though this seems to be a paradoxical statement, it is really not so. It merely illustrates a view that men are a strange mixture of good and evil. The best of us have some bad traits, and it is a nice question: who is good and bad, or uphold them as wholly good? A nature view of life will hesitate to be so emphatic on this debatable question. Those who say that Macbeth is a bad man speak what is superficial fact. Macbeth is presented murdering several people, and it is easy to prove that he is bad. Macbeth is a criminal like Richard III and like Claudius in Hamlet. In Richard III, William Shakespeare presented a villain as a villain. Neither Shakespeare nor his audience accepted the classical and Aristotelian view of the tragic hero who ought not to be a villain. They accepted, on the other hand, the Senecan view of tragedy in which tyrants, despots are presented as being punished by revenge and justice. This view of tragedy was current and popular in the Elizabethan age. It was a moral and active view meant to show that tyrants and villains will never go unpunished. It was opposed to the Aristotelian view, which held that a bad man's fall will not produce tragic impression. Shakespeare's Macbeth is conceived in the light of Senecan tragedy. Though Shakespeare transcends the merely melodramatic view of tragedy and presents a genuine tragedy arising out of melodrama and exciting in the end, hence the true tragic emotions of pity and terror. As you know that William Shakespeare conceived the character of Macbeth. He conceived it therefore as a noble and gifted man who falls into treachery and crime. For there is no such person in life. He is not even a man with a airy and crime. For there is no such person, and he is not even a man and predisposition to crime. For that would make him a wholesale villain. He is on the other hand an ambitious person who thinks that murder is a lesser evil. So the Macbeth is a noble and gifted man, worthy of honor, and respect is made abundantly clear before he falls a victim to evil powers. His soliloquies as well as the reference of other characters testify to his goodness of his character. Even if we discount Duncan's praise of him as worthy gentleman and worthiest cousin, because he has no art to read the mind's construction in the face. We cannot dismiss the evidence of other characters. By them he is described as brave Macbeth, Valor's minion, and Bellona's bridegroom. He is shown to be a royal, risking his life in battles, fought against traitors and enemies to the state, and securing it for his king. The personal courage and loyalty bring him honors and the gratitude of his king. So, but we are shown what Macbeth's outlook on life is. His inner life is distinguished from his outer life, and this is revealed by one who known him best, his own wife, who is his better half in several ways. Her words, therefore, are very important for judging his character. Commenting on the letter in which he has communicated to her his meeting with the Weird sisters, his wife says, "I do fear my nature. It's too full of the milk of human kindness. To catch the nearest way, thou wouldst be great. I am not without ambition, but without the illness should attain it. What thou wouldst highly, thou wouldst that host holy, wouldst not play false, and yet wouldst wrongly be." And this analysis of his character and motives of action by his wife is plainly suggestive of no predisposition to crime. Macbeth is, in other words, one who shrinks from doing an unnatural act. He is too full of his human nature to permit himself to do anything which is inhuman and unnatural. He is, in other words, disposed to be benevolent and good towards others. He is, in a word, a good man in every sense of the word. At the root of all the internal conflict of Macbeth lies his strong imaginative faculty. Macbeth's imagination is both his strength and his weakness. He is sustained by it, and he also suffers by it. Macbeth's imagination is excitable and intense, but it is also narrow. The only thing which stimulates his imagination are the thrill of sudden and supernatural fear. So, on the whole, we come to conclusion that Shakespeare had drawn the character of Macbeth with an imaginative sympathy. He does not want us to approve of Macbeth's criminal deeds. He does not want us to compromise with evil, but he does want us to understand a soul so tempted and goaded on as Macbeth is, and to say whether we would not so have acted in the same way in the given circumstances. We are surely asked to sympathize and to pity on so surely tried with temptation as Macbeth is. Shakespeare is above simple morality. Macbeth is the creation of man speaking to man, not as a preacher nor as a moralist, but as a visionary. The tragedy of Macbeth represents the poet's profound vision of evil in this world. Thank you. That's that.